The Siege of Lanka. Ravana deployed the pick of his divisions to guard the approaches to the capital and appointed his trusted generals and kinsmen in special charge of key places. Gradually, however, his world began to shrink. As the fight developed, he lost his associates one by one. No one who went out returned. He tried some devious measures in desperation. He sent spies in the garb of Rama's monkey army across to deflect and corrupt some of Rama's staunchest supporters, such as Sugriva, on whom rested the entire burden of this war. He employed sorcerers to disturb the mind of Sita, hoping that if she yielded, Rama would ultimately lose heart. He ordered a sorcerer to create a decapitated head resembling Rama's and place it before Sita as evidence of Rama's defeat. Sita, although shaken at first, very soon recovered her composure and remained unaffected by the spectacle. At length, a messenger from Rama arrived, saying, "Rama bids me warn you that your doom is at hand. Even now, it is not too late for you to restore Sita and beg Rama's forgiveness. You have troubled the world too long. You are not fit to continue as king. At our camp, your brother, Vibhisana, has already been crowned the king of this land, and the world knows all people will be happy under him." Ravana ordered the messenger to be killed instantly, but it was more easily said than done. The messenger being Anganda, the son of Mighty Valley. When two Rakshasas came to seize him, he tucked one of them under each arm, rose into the sky, and flung the Rakshasas down. In addition, he kicked and broke off the tower of Ravana's palace and left. Ravana viewed the broken tower with dismay. Rama awaited the return of Anganda, and on hearing his report, decided that there was no further cause to hope for a change of heart in Ravana, and immediately ordered the assault on Lanka. As the fury of battle grew, both sides lost sight of the distinction between night and day. The air was filled with cries of fighters, their challengers' cheers and imprecations. Buildings and trees were torn up, and one of his spies reported to Ravana, the monkeys were like a sea overrunning Lanka. The end did not seem to be in sight. At one stage of the battle, Rama and Lakshmana were attacked by Indrajit, and the serpent darts employed by him made them swoon on the battlefield. Indrajit went back to his father to proclaim that it was all over with Rama and Lakshmana, and soon, without a leader, the monkeys would be annihilated. Ravana rejoiced to hear it and cried, "Did I not say so? All you fools believe that I should surrender," he added. "Go and tell Sita that Rama and his brother are no more. Take her high up in the Pushpak Vimana, my chariot, and show her their bodies on the battlefield." His words were obeyed instantly. Sita, happy to have the chance to glimpse a long-lost face, accepted the chance, went high up, and saw her husband lying dead in the field below. She broke down. "How I wish I had been left alone and not brought up to see the spectacle. Ah me, help me to put an end to my life." Trijata, one of Ravana's women, whispered to her, "Don't lose heart, they are not dead." And she explained why they were in a faint. In due course, the effect of the serpent darts were neutralized when Garuda, the mighty eagle, the born enemy of all serpents, appeared on the scene. The venomous darts enveloping Rama and Lakshmana scattered at the approach of Garuda, and the brothers were on their feet again. From his palace retreat, Ravana was surprised to hear again the cheers of the enemy hordes outside the ramparts. The siege was on again. Ravana still had about him his commander-in-chief, his son Indrajit, and 5 or 6 others on whom he felt he could rely at that last instance. He sent them one by one. He felt shattered when news came on the death of his commander-in-chief. No time to sit back. I will myself go and destroy this Rama and his horde of monkeys, he said, and got into his chariot and entered the field. Excuse me. At this encounter, Lakshmana fell down in a faint, and Hanuman hoisted Rama on his shoulders and charged in the direction of Ravana. The main combatants were face to face for the first time. At the end of this engagement, Ravana was sorely wounded. His crown was shattered, and his chariot was broken. Helplessly barehanded, he stood before Rama, and Rama said, "You may now go and come back tomorrow with fresh weapons." For the first time in his existence of many thousand years, Ravana faced the humiliation of accepting a concession, and he returned crestfallen to his palace. He ordered that his brother Kumbhakama, famous for his deep sleep, should be awakened. He could depend upon him and only on him now. It was a mighty task to wake up Kumbhakarna. A small army had to be engaged. They sounded trumpets and drums at his ears and were ready with enormous quantities of food and drink for him for when Kumbhakarna awoke from sleep. His hunger was phenomenal, and he made a meal of whomever he could grab at his bedside. They congealed, bellabored, pushed, pulled, and shook him with the help of elephants. At last he opened his eyes and swept his arms about and crushed quite a number among those who stirred him up. When he had eaten and drunk, he was approached by Ravana's chief minister and was told, "My lord, the battle is going badly for us." I think